such a stigma behind sexual abuse, sexual molestation, that a lot of times people don't talk about it. People are scared to identify as a victim. People are scared to put them in that little class. The point, in my opinion, of the Me Too movement is that women and men alike don't feel that they're alone. Not only is it scary for people who have had experience with it, but I think people are scared. They're so scared about it happening to them or their kids or their family that it's kind of just brushed under the rug, and it has been for years and generations and generations. Me Too is a way for people to identify with a community of people that we see every day who are experiencing this. I didn't just wake up one day and think, I'm gonna tell the world about this horrible experience. People think and assume that I have been talking about it my whole life. I think the moment I knew I was ready to share my story was when I was ready to forgive that man. It took me 24 years to vocalize it to the public. When it happened, a lot of other things happened in my life. There was a ripple effect. What one man did to me didn't just affect me, it tore my family apart in so many ways. In fact, my oldest brother, my big brother, Nikki, when I started being vocal with it, with the Miss USA, competing as Miss Indiana USA, he confessed to me, he thought I was lying. He thought as a child that this wasn't, that it didn't really happen. And that's because I was so quiet about it. It, for me, is a form of therapy. Every time I talk about my experience, it heals me just a little bit. You know, seeing my face on the cover in Vision magazine and holding up the Me Too sign, it makes it real. I just want everyone who's reading it to know that it was from that point of view of me in the moment. A lot has changed as I've gotten older. I understand the things that my parents did and what they went through. I understand. What you will read is from that perspective, from an 8, 10, and 22-year-old. And now here I am at 29, and I'm still learning and growing. And there's a lot of things about my family that I didn't know at those times. And forgiveness is really hard to learn, especially in this case. But for me, that was where I was able to make that transition. My mom and dad and I have a fantastic relationship. They are amazing people who have done amazing things in the world. And it gives so much hope that we can all go through the things that you're going to read about and still be strong. Still, forgiveness is so important to my family. And if we can overcome that, it gives so much hope to future generations. And I pray my family, moving forward, will continue to embrace the adversities and learn from them and grow from them. So if you are watching this today, or in the room where I've met you at some point in time, and you have had this experience or know someone who has had this experience, the first thing you have to realize is that this is not your fault. You are not alone in this, and if you're scared to tell anyone, you're only hurting yourself. And you're allowed to seek the help that you want. You're allowed to tell someone you trust. Go to an authority. Go to someone that you look up to and know that's going to back you no matter what. The most important thing to know is that you are not broken, you are not damaged goods, and you are not alone. And overcoming this is going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of prayers, but you will see the light at the end of this tunnel. It takes time. It took me 24 years. I am Michaela Uppers. I'm the reigning 2018 Mrs. America.